Did you watch round 3? Super Duper Cross?
Yes. That looked fun.
Wicked.
Yeah. That's what all of them should have been.
It made me excited for Supercross.
I want to actually, there was the first one I watched and I'm like, that would be fun to race. It looked cool going up out of the stadium. Looked cool dropping back in. The sand section looked fun. The rhythms were appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing it was missing is it would have been cool to have whoops. It probably should have, because it was Supercross with no whoops, really.
No, it's Supercross.
They all had Supercross suspension this time. Had to have.
Yep.
It looked fun. And it was fun to watch because it had good passing opportunities. The sand section had 2 legitimate good options that you could take. Yeah, I watched it with sound on this time.
250 Moto 1. Best race of the year.
Yeah, it was great.
I mean,
I totally forget what happens, but I remember
it was Shimoda, Deegan, Jordan Smith all of a sudden was tied for the points.
Yep.
Like out of nowhere.
How about nobody still has any idea what the points are doing, right? Like,
the triple double.
The announcers didn't have any idea. Well, a good example is the last Moto, 450 Moto.
Yeah.
Nobody had any idea until like 4 laps left that Roxon was, if he passed Jet, he would have won the championship. They didn't even talk about it. And then all of a sudden they go, oh, hang on a second. If Roxon passes Jet here, it's his title. I
didn't even know that.
Thought I heard them say that.
I mean, it makes sense. It was a 9-point swing, right? Like, that's massive. Dude,
nobody could keep track of the points.
Kudos, because that was exciting. It came down to winner takes all. That 250 Moto was unbelievable.
How about Deegan wins the championship in that same? Just a little bummed.
Oh, I'm gutted for Hunter. I mean,
a little. Well, I'm more gutted that he didn't ghost ride the bike.
That is just downright disappointing.
Hopefully Hunter's okay. I think he's had kind of like ongoing back. He strains his back frequently.
Back pain's the worst.
That crash
pain. I mean,
painful.
Yeah. But that's not what, did you see like,
oh no,
he got like, he did the weird like front flip,
saw
whatever. He got back up and kept riding. And then like he randomly landed and it just done.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like,
got it. Didn't know that.
That was probably the thing that caused the issue, and then just riding kind of made it explode. Which is, that's a total bummer. And
a lot of back problems surrounding the Moto Academy.
Yeah, tell me about it. Motocross of Nations is next weekend.
Is it?
And he's racing for Australia. So
he'll be fine.
You think so?
Yeah.
I'm a week into my lower back and not making any progress. So.
He'll be good. Yeah, I was bummed to not see a ghost ride, but what I think Hayden said in the interview, by the way, Jace at Gypsy Tales, shout out, needs to be in every press conference.
Yeah, everybody agrees on that, I think.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, he asks the good questions. He asks the questions that people want to hear. He gets the riders actually engaged and wanting to answer the questions, which is important. I would love to be in there asking questions as well. But apparently Deegan didn't know.
Right.
Which makes sense.
Makes sense.
I mean, how are you going to do that math in your head? You can't figure that out.
Right. 1 + 1 = 3.
He should have just got back on the bike and just ghost rode it somewhere.
Did you see Roxon's butt patch? That said 1 + 1 = 3. I was like, nice.
And then I saw a video this morning with Jet.
1 + 1 = 1,000,000.
Yeah.
I was like, nice. Yeah, dude. That whole scenario was insane.
Yeah, but it seems like they're good again now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I figured they would be fine.
And I think it might have been in the press conference or somewhere where Jet just admitted that he's like, I really didn't mean anything by it. I meant that I literally meant it was a gift.
Yeah, he said
something, and that's what that was our theory. That was kind of our theory all along.
100%. Yeah, and anywho, like,
freaking
Jet's quad onto the table, and then everybody had to do it. And I'm just like, man, that's like,
yeah. So for people listening, going triple onto a table is very scary because, especially on a 450, usually on a 250, going 3 onto a table is wide open. It's still scary because if you case it, you're casing straight up and down, and it hurts like crazy. If you go long, you are really usually screwed. Although I thought I saw a video of Jet going long on it in like time qualifying and just kind of bounced his way through like Jet tends to do.
Yeah.
But normally it doesn't go well. And this was a quad onto a table, so it was even 30 feet longer. Mm-hmm. That's a long, and if you were to see a bike stopped up on top of an on-off like that, it's barely enough room for a bike.
Well, so that's what I was just going to point out. I remember the first time I was standing like on a Supercross track. Maybe it was at 83 or Dog Pound, what was it called? Yeah, whatever they call it. Jet and Hunter's place. And literally, guys, when you stand on a Supercross track, the on-offs are the width of the bike. Like there's maybe an inch on either side that you have to give.
And so the technique is you land front tire first, and then that way it gives the bike room.
Right.
Really.
It's insane.
So to go that long onto it is scary.
Hey guys, we're doing a Moto Academy ride day, first ever Moto Academy ride day, Tomahawk MX in West Virginia, October 29th, Sunday, October 29th. Moto Academy members, if you're subscribed inside of the app, you ride for free. So come join us, October 29th, Tomahawk MX, Moto Academy ride day.
And I'll never forget at Club MX, I was doing a triple onto a table that nobody else was doing. It was just me doing it.
Congrats.
And that day it was me, Osborne, Brayton, Nicoletti, Amart, Fast Group. And I was on a Suzuki 450. Got a little confident on it and went too far. And my front end missed it completely. Like it didn't even do one of these. It was just front end missed it completely. I cartwheeled for so long that I ended up on the other side of the corner.
Huh?
Like by the time I kind of came up and popped up, I was on the other side of the corner. And I'm just laying there in pain. I can't remember what I hurt specifically.
When was this?
That would have been 2015. I was on a Suzuki.
Geez.
First person that gets to me, Nicoletti.
Great. That helped.
And he's just like, get up, you idiot. And I was living at his house at the time. It was me, him, and Alex Martin lived down the road. And I was like sleeping on his couch. And he's like, get up, you idiot. You're fine. And because he didn't see it. And even if he had seen it, he wouldn't have cared.
Right.
And I'm like, no, I can't. My hip. And he forces me to get up. And then I take the rest of the day off, which he wouldn't, like he didn't accept that I took the rest of the day off. It was not okay. And then I had to go on a run with them later that night.
Oh my gosh.
And he didn't allow me to skip it. So I had to go out and run. And I just remember hobbling the whole time.
That's
Phil
awesome.
was so mean to me.
That's a podcast.
He was so mean to me. Yeah, we need to have Phil on the podcast.
Oh my gosh. He just rips a whole shot, right? Was that round 2 or 3?
2.
Yeah, holy cow.
Yeah, he's riding better than really he ever has, which is cool because he's probably 4 to 5 years older than me. He's got to be 34 or 35, I would guess. Yeah, I love Phil. Phil's awesome.
Yep.
He's just an a-hole, but he's the nicest a-hole ever.
Ready for a question that doesn't mean anything?
Sure.
Who takes Supercross this year?
Jet.
Okay.
Why? Who do you got?
Well, Jet, but I was only leading into I still can't believe how well Roxon's riding.
Yeah.
I mean, just nobody could touch Jet except for Chase, and then all of a sudden Roxon's just like right on him. Like,
yeah, I think Jet is going to be extremely ridiculously next level good in the whoops.
That's probably
just because I remember
the
the first couple days that I saw him, his first 2 days ever on the 450 at the Dog Pound, which they were talking in the announcers were saying that he only has 4 days on a total on a Supercross track, 2 of which I was there for, the first 2. And I remember sitting there with like Dino and a couple other guys watching him hit the whoops, and we were just like, what the heck?
Yeah.
I think he was shifting to 4th gear.
On a 450.
Which 3rd is, so like Benny Bloss was hitting him in 2nd, which you're not supposed to hit whoops in 2nd. The sweet spot normally on a 450 is 3rd, and he was just 4th. But coming in so fast to where like you just missed the first hug. It was like watching Stewart.
Yeah,
a couple of the clips you'd see of Stewart where you're just like, what the?
That's actually that's a really good point. He's going to be gnarly in the whoops.
Yeah. And anything that's super technical, he's going to make it not look technical and just blow right through it like he always does.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah. So I would,
can't wait.
and Roxon's an extremely technical rider too, but I think the reason we saw him being so close to Jet the last few rounds is potentially because the track is the tracks were a little easier. So it brings everybody a little tighter. That would be my theory. I think the more difficult the track, I think Jet's going to separate himself more, which is crazy because that's usually what Roxon can do.
Right. Well, that's why it might be a really good year.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
and Tomac too, yeah.
That's the thing. I think the biggest question mark as far as Supercross this year is going to be what happens to Chase when he's not on a red bike, and what happens to Eli after his injury. I mean, Webb's probably going to be good. I have a feeling he'll figure it out.
Webb looks good on the Yamaha already.
Yeah, I mean, he got third this round, and it was Supercross, and I mean, you got 12 weeks before the next one. So,
by the way, guys,
dude, just stomp all over my YouTube clip.
Put this at the end of the YouTube clip. Why not? Go to drinkelement.com/AJCat330. drinklmnt.com/AJCat330. I got sponsored by Element. That's sweet.
Yeah, you've been drinking that forever.
I've been drinking this stuff forever, and I'm obsessed with it. And I only partner with people in this type of situation where I actually use the product. And this was one that I've always wanted. And I like how this Yeti bottle looks. Hopefully, it looks good in the podcast. If you guys cramp,
my guy's just warming
somebody's just doing
right
heat cycles right next to the van. For real? Coach Mitchell, who is one of my new employees, just turned pro, so he experienced his first year of racing outdoors. I'm like, how do you hydrate? Water. I'm like, well, huh? You just water? Like, don't you cramp? Oh, yeah, I cramp. All right, well, so when I first turned pro, I thought just water was the move too, and at best I was having a Gatorade or something, right? And the problem with drinking that other crap is you're getting a bunch of sugar, you're getting artificial flavors and a whole bunch of stuff you don't want. And it tastes gross, in my opinion. This stuff tastes all natural. Doesn't have any sugar, I don't think. Try it. Go to the site, try it. They didn't even pay me for this ad. They just paid me for a YouTube ad, but I want you guys to use the code try all 8 flavors. I'm pretty sure if you guys use that code, you can try all different 8 flavors. Go use the code.
I'm going to use the code.
If you guys enjoyed this podcast clip and you want to listen to full episodes, go download them. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and I think that's it. Go download them there. Give them a listen. If you want to watch full episodes, which I tell you what, it's even better to do that, go to club.themotoacademy.com. because Moto Academy subscribers inside of the app have exclusive access to watch the entire episodes. And not only that, the subscribers actually can send in their questions to be answered on the podcast as well. Club.themotoacademy.com. Go subscribe.